following is not trading advice. Everything I say is my opinion. I am not responsible for any losses you may take, only the profits.
What is up, Octo Nation? It's Charlie. I'm going to be your host for today. We had a crazy ride today, didn't we? All right, hold on. We're going to dive in right now, all right? CCXX. I don't even know. I've mentioned them a couple times. I haven't done a specific video on them. Were you guys in before today or before the weekend? Man, time is flying. It feels like it's already like Wednesday. Today feels like 2 or 3 days. I couldn't even remember if our SPAQ merger was announced today or yesterday. Anyways, we'll keep going here, all right? CCXX just announced an LOI with multiplan, all right? This is a $11 billion deal, and they're earning about $1 to $2.6 billion annually. This information was given to one of our subscribers, so thank you for that information on that. After the merger, they should have no debt. They do have quite a bit of debt right now, but that's why one of the things that helps these companies is it helps them get some cash flow, to keep this thing rocking, because they got to start taking out debt to keep building the company. And sometimes you just need someone with a bunch of cash to get them to that next plateau. I like this company that they merged with, all right? It's an electric vehicle. No. Is it something cool like helicopters or a boat or something? No. So it's not going to have that cool factor, but this is something that, you could put your money in and, hold for years. I would say this is more of a long-term play. This isn't going to be like a quick flipper. I mean, you could eventually, you could flip this tomorrow. Maybe we'll find out. But this is something that I think is a great bet. It's a middleman company. I've talked about those before. Some of my favorite companies in the world. Less risk, more money, okay, and broader aspects of business where little things can't really take them down. If one company starts having like more rules or something, they're not going to specifically be affected by that because they have so many other avenues and so many other insurance companies that they make money with, all right? What is multi-plan insurance? Its plans are not considered traditional health insurance. However, it is an essential part of the health insurance process. Insurance companies will contract with multi-plan PPO who negotiate with the doctors in the network. So the middlemen that call the doctors up and say, hey, they do the middleman work, they do the hard leg work. Look at them as a middleman between the insurance company and the doctor's office or medical facility. PPOs have certain advantages over the other levels of provisions, such as HMO, the benefit of insured. So how many of you guys FOMOed into CCXX this morning? How many of you guys did a market order this morning just blindly? Said, I'm in. Come on, tell me down in the comments, admit it. I tell you about some bad decisions I make. Tell me about yours. Let me know. Let's take a look at the chart, shall we? All right, so what happened? Just like most of these SPACs, this is the common share, okay? We were riding about 1026, 1030. We had a decent spike back at the end of June up to 1158, came right back down, rode that track about 1080, mid tens. Not overnight, but first thing this morning, this thing rocketed from 1084 all the way up to 1292, okay? What happened after that? Sell. People sold. Just you can't get a straighter line than that, all right? Straight down. All right. The good thing is we kind of found a ground about 11. In fact, I wonder why. Look at that. Do we have a line there? I think we have a line, people. Let's draw it. This is going to be red because we want to stay above it, all right? Let's draw it from here. Boom. Got tagged 1, 2, 3 times here, and 1, 2 times officially here. Probably more if we went on a lower chart. All right, so it looks like we've got a line there at 11. It ended up tagging that, consolidating a little bit, and then started going up. Where's this thing going to be tomorrow? I have no idea. But again, the good things about these SPACs, though, the common shares at least, is worst case scenario, they're usually only going to go, 1050-ish, maybe 950. But 10-ish is about as low as they're going to go. But with an announcement like that, like I said, it's not cool, but technically, in my eyes, this is a $13 to $18 common share of stock is where it should be, I guess. But again, be careful throughout this week. All right, this was some insane volatility that happened pretty much across the board. There were some that stayed doing all right. Some sectors that did okay. But this is why I'm actually pretty big on diversifying a little bit of your portfolio. You want to have certain sections, like you don't want to go all SPAC, but then again, you don't want to go like all silver gold either because of stuff like this. It's also good to have like maybe some tech in there also, because those three kind of move around in separate timing intervals. All right. So let's go to the next one here. Okay, let's talk about the big bad boy. I'm sure all you want to hear about. SPAQ. The Spartans, where you at? Who held? All right. If you held, put yourself down in the comments and give yourself a like. You deserve it. Okay. If you didn't hold, it's okay. You managed your risk. All right. I understand. This was kind of crazy. They had an announcement this morning too, right? I mean, how nuts is that? One of the coolest announcements ever. This thing been blowing up on no announcement, no official announcement, and then look what happened today. Okay. We just, it popped way high this morning. It was at 16, about 16 whatever last night. Popped to, I mean, that's huge. It popped at 21.54 this morning, man. I mean, that's pretty amazing of a run, to start. But unfortunately, you know what happened? It decided it wanted to go somewhere else. All right, we actually followed. We followed it. I thought it was going to stay above the. Well, let's see. I think it was here that we had a pretty big line that was drawn here that it tagged a couple times in here. I thought I was going to keep riding that. It was bouncing around, but we found another channel here that it tagged probably like, I don't know, 13 times. So we've got to keep this one here for good. You could see it better if you're on a little bit different timeline. But anyways, we have another, we had another just doomsday dump. Okay, that's what I call these, a doomsday dump. Let's see if we can actually move this one all the way down. Yeah. So see how this is kind of following what was once a green, okay, which was once a surfable green line. It popped above it and then it curled over, and now it's using it again. It's that same line, but now we're switching it over to red, okay? But just pay attention to the line, because it's still is surfing this same line. It's just on the other side of it now. So pay attention to that. That's a bullish. That's a good thing. That's pointing that this thing is hopefully going to be going up here soon. It should, by all. I mean, this is in way overbought territory. Okay. Technically, I was thinking, this was going to hit maybe 18-ish, somewhere around there. I think we did some consolidation in here. Yeah. Okay. So Robinhood is getting ready to break out here. I actually ended up buying in again. I bought some more. I have an account at Webull, okay? That one I use as my forget me stocks, all right? If I have a long-term play and I don't need to watch it all the time, I'll buy some stuff in there and just leave. I never even look at it. So I actually bought some of this there, more of this there, and I plan on just setting it there for at least like 6 months to even 2 years. Because this company has the ability to become something big, okay? We're talking, in the hundreds, $200 range. Who knows, man? More sooner than later, to 50 or whatever. But this could end up being something big. That this guy has probably like 30 sports cars he wants to release. I'm sure he's got a truck that he's already designed to. But I think he's really doing it smart, again, by just focusing on that meat of the market, the small SUV for now. But this guy's going to release his James Bond dream car again. Okay. So anyways, I bought here at this consolidation. I thought, I don't even care. I mean, this is, even at $18, this is still stupid low, okay? And just laughing. I mean, people are already freaking out here, but I don't blame them. You could have your whole life savings in here, and it's drastic to see that. So, you got to manage your risk. Whatever you can stomach, you got to deal with. I do know people though that they sold around like the 16-ish area, and they took $100,000 losses. Okay, I don't know if I would have done that. I talk about managing risk, but on this, like the percentage of this thing actually ever failing now at this point is stupid low. All right. I mean, this deal, I'd say, if I had to put a number on it, I'd say 85% plus, probably closer to like 95% that this deal is going to be 100%. It's announced. It's not 100% signed on ink yet. They haven't got the blood sharing or the tattoos done, the matching tattoos, none of that done yet. But it's pretty much there. So I don't know. You just got to figure that out. Whatever you think you can risk in your pocketbook. Okay. Let's take a look at the warrants. All right. You can see I was stair stepping these up, buying and selling it, just kind of day trading out a little bit on these. Same thing. We just got this one. Is a tighter channel, but it's surfing that channel down. All right. So you want to watch for this to probably break. This one got tight. So I mean, this is a super bullish looking flag, which means that we got the angle we got going on here like that. Chances are it's going to be doing the opposite. Hopefully tomorrow. Again though, I mean, this to me, this is a dumb safe environment. I actually took I had a sell order here, but once this got about halfway down, and I just thought about it, I was like, dude, remember I say, pay attention to your macro environment, right? Pay attention to the company. Ask yourself, was any bad news ever released for this company this week? I mean, did something seriously happen? Did the factory catch on fire or something? That could be something where you might want to, look at maybe selling a little bit. But there was no bad news that has been released. The only bad news is there was just extreme market volatility. But as long as nothing's really changed in the fundamentals of the business structure or business itself, I'm personally holding this one. Okay, so I actually ripped this sell order off, and I'm actually glad I did, because look where it ended up. It literally like tagged and played around with it. So if I would have kept this and it tagged this, I would have been so pissed, because look, it's pretty much at the bottom of this super tight channel. Remember that the tighter this gets, the more likely it's going to either go, even more down, or just break through like crazy. That's where you're going to just see this institutional insane pump of 5 million or $1 million or more. That's just that's just staggered out with multi-institutions. They even do that. All right. Now let's talk about something that I've gotten a lot of asks about this, so I need to bring it up and just kind of clear the air with it. There's a ticker called PSTH. This is the SPACman, the Ackman. I put Ackman Spacin, Ackman Spacin. All right. This is the biggest SPAC ever. All right. This guy that is making this, he knows what he's doing. He's big in the industry. This thing is going to be huge. There's already people saying his target could be Robinhood or Coinbase. If you've seen my video about Jaws, I said, who else could this be? I think Jaws is actually totally capable of this too. All right, they've got 1.7 billion available funding. Okay, and Robinhood actually they were valued under 8 billion, but actually today they came out and said they're worth another, I think it was like 327 million. Okay, so that puts them total value just over 8 billion, which is like 8.2 billion. So Jaws could still get it. I mean, if Jaws can get another billion and it would go up to 8, I'm sure he could get himself another 200 if he told him or any of his buddies, hey, we're going to buy Robinhood. They'd be like, here's the blank check. Go ahead and fill it in. Don't forget to give me some shares. This is something that, is already getting hype train. The guy's a salesman though. Okay. So realize any decisions he's making public already, he's doing to hype his company and sell it. Okay. Just pay attention to that. It's a double-edged sword. All right. But just pay attention. It's good, but it's kind of cheesy and it's sometimes I think a little bit too much how much people do that, but just kind of pay attention to what I'm saying there. All right. Do I want to buy this? Yeah. If this was actually supposed to open sometime this week. All right. People were saying hopefully today, it has not opened today yet. All right. As far as I'm concerned, I've been on the phone with brokers and checked many channels. I have seen some light of the day in on TD Ameritrade, and the ticker is actually going to be .u on there. Okay. So do not buy this unless it is psth.u, and I am personally not going to buy this unless I can get it for probably under 22, because this one's actually going to launch like $20 for the commons. All right. If I can't get it under 22, I'm just going to let people buy it and freak out and have their heyday. It'll probably do its write up. Okay. And it's probably going to do a write down, and then I will buy on that write down. Or honestly, I'd probably rather just buy the warrants anyway, because these are just the units. Remember, these are just going to come with a normal share and then a part of a warrant. I'm not sure if they're coming with what part of the warrant they're coming with, but it's either one warrant or a percent, maybe a quarter, whatever. I don't know that. But I like to get in the warrants early. I'd rather wait for the warrants to come out, because that's where you get your mass flips. And, but either way, like I said, if I can get this up about under 22, I'll probably pick up some, but I'm going to wait for those warrants before I really jump in kind of heavy on this thing. Okay. That's how I'm playing it. People have also been asking, and their brokers have been telling them this, that PSGR or PSHZF is the same thing. It's not. Okay. Don't let your broker sell you that thing. And people have already been buying those thinking that it's it, and it's not. Okay. It's gotta be this name here. Okay. Which is Pershing Square Tontine Holdings. And it even says unicorn past this. Okay. Tell them it's gotta be the unicorn one. Okay. They should be able to find it, but again, do not buy it unless it's PSTH. It could be out your broker, like a /W or something like that, but TD Ameritrade is going to list this as a .u, okay, not W, .u. And just don't buy these, all right? Now, let's take a look at OPES, all right? I've been having people ask me about this quite a bit. What is my thoughts? So let's look at the chart, then I'll tell you what I think. I haven't looked at this in a while. Give me back here. Let's get back. This thing has obviously been tanked, but guess what? What happened when I zoomed back? You see it? You see what's going on here? You see the line? Let's draw it. Ow. Well, it has a little bit that still could go, okay? Right here. Pay attention to this. What number is this? This is like 1175, okay? We're sitting at, we ended today about 1212. It should come and tag this. It's probably going to tag this 1175-ish. What's going to happen? It will probably hit it, consolidate, and it'll either break below and go south, or it's going to go north. I'd still say, $12 for this thing. That's so low. It's low for what it is and the amount of hype it's already got. Obviously people are taking profits. This thing was up to almost $20, which is crazy. Technically it should be, probably around 15-ish. The reason I never wanted to get in this or really research it too much, actually did a decent amount of research on it, but the reason I was never like, I gotta have this, I gotta buy this, is because it's a brick and mortar restaurant. Okay. That sucks. I hate having to say that, because I'm all for restaurants, man. That's cool. But because of what's going on right now, restaurants are hurting very, very badly. All right. Even the fast food ones, they're hurting. Okay. And I know some of you out there are thinking, yeah, but they did the pop-up thing. They did. So these guys, and I like the CEOs. Okay. They've taken initiative. They've done some cool side plays where they actually got into these pop-up restaurant things, like in like Miami and stuff. Like there's areas, like commercialized areas where people come and a bunch of food trucks will come, but then there's even empty warehouses where people can set up shop and like sell their burgers or ice cream or crafty stuff or produce or whatever there. It's kind of like a farmer's market, but you can have, food like OPES. Burger Fry can be there selling their burgers and fries, So they took some initiative and bounced to that and did a sideways play, which is great and all, but my big fear of this is it's just like all the other restaurants right now. Once the money gets shown for the past what has it been, like 4 or 5 months now, or now it's, it looks like this stuff's going to drag on even longer. It's not going to look good. Okay, it's just not going to look good, and I think it's going to tank again once those financials come out. If the market wants to make sense that day, because we all know sometimes the bad news comes out and it still goes up. Okay, so who knows? But that's just why I didn't get excited about it. Can you still make money here? Sure. If you're holding long, and if you're long on this, I mean, I think this is probably a decent long play. Once we get through the crap, okay, right now, eventually, I think this is gonna, this could be something huge, for sure. This is, I'm actually for them too, because they're all about like actually healthy meat, like without antibiotics. They're one of the 2 out there, them and Shake Shack, that got independently tested, and they're only 2 that actually don't have any hormones or whatever in their meat. Here they offer some different meats and stuff. That's cool. So I'm all down for that. All right, now let's take a look at what I bought today. All right, what did I buy today? Well, I bought more SPAQW. Okay, the warrants of the Spartans. Okay, some warrant Spartans. Okay, and some more regulars. All right. And then I also bought NOVSW. If you don't know what that is, you got to watch my video from yesterday. Was it yesterday I put that out? I think so. Let me know. Was it yesterday? I don't even remember. Okay, let's take a look. Where's this baby riding at? And what this is, where's this riding at, and what it is. So these are Indiana folks, all right? They've got 5G cell phone backgrounds, but they also have like some medically tech, like weird stuff, like medical things. So watch my video, I explain it, in detail, but let's take a look at the chart on this. I got in, right about 74, 73 cents. This was, trading way up, but I was like, dude, I got to get in. I like these guys. This is me believing in the fight. Okay, these guys are aggressive. This is their first SPAC and full-on SPAC endeavor. I mean, they're dudes who have been in business forever. Even sport dudes from the Indiana Pacer guy, but so they're aggressive. They understand competition, all that. But these guys are competitive and they're aggressive. I like that. All right, they got something to prove. And that's why I'm into this baby. All right, all across the board though. I mean, just look at this. This is mostly SPACs. Just looks nasty, right? Jaws actually held up pretty good. They actually were green a lot of the day today. So pay attention to Jaws. Before it's too late in your FOMO. Okay. All right, let's take a look at something I haven't even brought up yet, and this is something that on a macro picture, on a big picture, you've got to look at if you're really going to be putting some money in it, even SPACs or whatever. You've got to start looking into it, okay? And that is the QQQs. What is this? This is mainly like big tech guys, okay? Basically, this is one of the sectors that is basically holding up a lot of the stock market, okay? Most of the money, and is what's holding it up is tech, all right? The Amazon, the Google, Tesla. I don't even think Tesla's in here. I don't even know. Is Tesla in here? Let me know. Anyways, this had a pretty big candle down, okay? That doesn't look good, okay? But, I even found myself today zooming into stuff like this, like, oh, this looks terrible. But look at this. You zoom out. Look at these lines I drew for you earlier. Look at this perfect pipe. I mean, this thing could go all the way down to 250 and still be fine as long as it came back up, as long as it didn't break it, But I think we're gonna be fine. SPY, SP 500. It's another one. Watch this thing. If the SPY starts tanking, like we're talking like, around 5-ish% or something, things aren't looking too good. Okay. Today it went down. I think it was about 1%, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it kind of is in this territory. It's actually, it's surfing this channel here I drew in. You've got a couple different red lines, but we're still, sitting above one here, coming from the big March lows. I'd like to see it get above here though, get above this one. Right now it's at 314. I'd like to see it surf back up to, about 320-ish, but regardless, I mean, it's, look at the big pictures. It's actually, if you just look at it as a sideways motion here, it doesn't look bad whatsoever. I mean, look at us back in June 15th here. Massive Massive downward trend compared to today. It's nothing, all right? This one's like 3 times longer. No big deal. If you want to check out SPY, but take a look at it after hours, check this one out. Okay, this is this ticker ESU 2020. This is like SPY after hours. Okay, this thing moves all the time. All right, so what's going on after hours? It's going up a little bit. Okay, so what do I think is going to happen tomorrow? My prediction is what it should do. I'd say it should technically go up. All right. Manage your personal risk. Be honest with yourself about it though, and follow those stop sells up like I talk about. If things are tight, keep them tight. There's nothing wrong with that. If you keep yourself tight, you might do okay. Okay, you might do a little bit bad, but it's only gonna be a little bit bad. But once you do good, that's where you're gonna make it. Because if you keep that up there, your average is going to be long. Your average is going to be way more green than way more red. That's what we're trying to do, is manage the risk. Because if you never put these stop sells in, or you get greedy, it goes up 50%. You're like, I'm gonna stick with this forever, and then it goes down 70%. What are you thinking then? Honestly, still in this stock market, I still think that this thing is completely going to take a downward trend that's going to be further than March, probably before the end of the year. I don't know. I'm on the fence whether it's going to happen before or after the election. Regardless, I think the next one will be way worse, but I think the recover will be way faster because the big institutions will finally be pulling out of the stocks that make sense, okay, the long-term stuff, and they're going to be playing probably more SPACs and stuff like with us, because they're going to see it. They're going to follow the hype. All right, because remember, it wasn't just 2 or 3 months ago when everyone on CNBC and everywhere was saying sell Tesla. There's no way, it's completely overvalued. Even Mr. Musk might have said that. Did he? All right, but guess what's happening right now, which is kind of sketching me out. CNBC and everyone is saying buy Tesla. Why do you think that is? Who's paying them to do that? Just thoughts to think about. All right. So what are your comments on today's stock market? You think it's going to keep going up, or we're going to consolidate a little bit tomorrow? Maybe it's going to fake us out. Maybe it's going to start with like a 5% drop on everything. It's going to take out everyone else, and then it's going to just moon. Let me know down in the comments. Any more plays you want me to take a look at? Put them down in the comments. I read every single one. I'm going to do my best to bring them up on the next video, if not later on. Before I forget, I am actually working on a couple other things for us. Okay? Welcome to the Octopus Money Multiplier website. Isn't this the coolest thing you ever seen? I finally got it launched today. All right. Obviously, it ain't nothing to look at right now, but eventually, I promise it's gonna be dope. All right. What I plan for this is, I want to be able to throw up articles or emergency stuff and control it, because my problem with all these other things, you can't control them. And then I've gotten in places before where, they could just delete my account for the heck of it, and I'm screwed. But the cool thing about sites is I can control it. They're never going to take me down. So Octopus Nation, stand up. I'll keep you updated on that. Don't even try to go to anything until I tell you more about it, because there's nothing there right now. But we're moving on up. Thanks y'all for watching, and we will see you out there tomorrow. Okay, take care.